Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of Be Encouraged Moments. I say it every time. I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm so grateful that you're sharing these videos. We love doing these. These bring us so much joy, and we actually look forward to when we get to record these. Which, one of the reasons I wanted to specify that it brings us so much joy is because that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about joy. And I know that I have done videos in the past that have to do with joy, and this isn't going to be the same at all. so hang in there. This is going to be a fun ride. Last week, Jan talked about being a single parent and how hard that is, but how much reward also comes out of that as well. And I think that I want to take that a step further. I want to talk about just being a parent in general. I'm a single parent. I totally get where that's coming from, but I think parenting as a whole, regardless of what your role is, single or otherwise, is just hard. It is a lot of work. You are on full time. It is a full-time job on top of whatever else you're doing. And the reason that this is so prevalent to me right now is because I'm sure many of you, if you're not here in Phoenix, are getting ready to start school. Now, here in Phoenix, we started at the 1st of August, so we're a couple weeks in. It depends on where you're at, but we're all getting ready to have our schedules uprooted once again. And I think as parents, that is the constant, no matter how many schedules, no matter how much we focus on trying to organize things for our kids, it is constantly changing. You add school to the scenario, you add activities to the scenario, and then by the time you get that all figured out, it's summer. Yeah. And now you're trying to figure out the camps, and you're trying to figure out the this. And so all of that, I think, like I said, it's just so taxing on us because we never get a break. And so that's why I'm talking about joy, because I've also done a lot of videos, both of us have, talking about self-care and how important it is for you to focus on yourself and to give yourself those moments where you can, get rejuvenated. But I want to flip all of that on its head, and I want to challenge you, and myself even, because I don't even know. I don't know how I exactly want to word this, but there was a devotion that we did, I don't know, this is probably a year ago now, and someone asked us to find the joy, what brings us joy in life. And she specifically looked at me and said, and don't say your kids. And I was like, I don't know how to answer this question. Because my world is my child. Right. And I think that all of us are wired differently. All of us do things differently, and we approach things differently. Some of us thrive in motherhood, and that is our joy. Some of us love being a mother, but we find our joy in other things. And so that I can't begin to speak to all of you out there, but I think regardless of how you're wired, there are ways to find joy in the chaos of being parents. And what I mean by that is the simplicity. So as Jan explained last week, finding the time to, play trains or to watch a kid-friendly movie. And a couple weeks back, I talked about stopping and finding the joy in seeing my almost teenage daughter, but still seeing the child in her. And so I think there are opportunities in when we're running our kids to soccer practice or to ballet or to theater or to whatever scenario fits for you guys, that there are moments in those car rides where you can just find that joy and that self-care, not only for yourself, but for your child as well, because they thrive on that as well. The opportunity to just take that moment to appreciate what they're doing, because now that's a double dose. You're getting pride in your child, and your child is taking pride in what they've accomplished. Yes. And the reason that I've been thinking about this so much is because Marley, I just enrolled her in all of her dance classes, and she's starting school. And, I take so much pride in the fact that my 7th grader is taking sophomore French, and that she's able to be, she just got evaluated and is now taking advanced tap, even though she doesn't necessarily have all the years that some of these other kids did, because she's worked so hard for that. And those are just examples for me. But last night I was just sitting there watching her take this evaluation, and I was just in awe of my little girl. And that was a self-care moment for me, because it was not only a pat on the back for myself as a parent, but a pat on the back for my child as well. And so I felt like, I'm doing this. I've got this under control. I am a successful mom, and I think that we are so hard on ourselves as moms, and we focus on all the things that aren't going right. And one of the things that Jan read in her book that I think is something we focused on a lot, and I want to repeat, is that it's this idea that in our kids' eyes, we are killing it. We are doing a phenomenal job. They don't know any different. They love us for who we are. They're not concerned about the schedules. They're not concerned about the clean kitchen or the laundry stacking up in the laundry room. They're concerned about that experience they're having with their mom. And so I think that there are opportunities for self-care away from our family. Absolutely, not dissing that at all. But I think there are opportunities for self-care with our family as well. And I think it's a double dose of self-care because, like I said, you're not only feeding your soul, you're feeding your child's as well. And you're giving them the opportunity to have that really deep relationship with you. Because again, last week, Jan talked about the relationship she had with her mom. And I know you guys know because I've talked about it a lot. I've got a massive relationship with my parents, and they're always just a phone call away. And I'm so dependent on that resource. And again, it's that double dose. It's that pride. My parents are being fed by that as much as I'm being fed by that. And so think about your little ones as well. You're now establishing that relationship to carry on into adulthood. So all of this is to talk about taking the time to find the joy so that you can find that self-care in, like I said, in the chaos that is life. I mean, with all the things that you were doing. I said it at the beginning, I love that you guys are here. I love that you're a part of these videos with us. And I want you to comment below. Tell me what the chaos in your life is. Tell me how you're finding the joy within that chaos. Tell me about the really exciting conversation that you had on the car ride home from school or on the way to soccer practice about how excited they were about kicking that goal or getting to advance to point shoes, or whatever. I mean, every single one of us are doing something different, but in the grand scheme of things, we're all doing the same thing, and we can feed off of each other's pride and self-care moments. So thank you, as always, for joining us for our Be Encouraged moments.